So welcome, this is International Hall. Now this is not where the John Maxwell team conference is. I'm going to show you that room in a while because it's the biggest room here. But if you just take a quick span of the room, you'll see that there's all the flags that will go up onto the stage in the main event. The whole crew is starting to build the International Hall where we all have people come in when they're outside of the event. And there's a range of different stalls, there's merchandise, there's all sorts, as you can see, going on over here. It looks like chaos, but of course the event doesn't start for another couple of days. Now, let me introduce you to somebody who is very, very special. Good friend of mine, all of the people that are here. Christian, he's got a great name, hasn't he?
Best name ever.
Christian Del Rosario. Now, I didn't know Christian from Adam when he turned up at the conference. How many years ago was it now?
2013, so I mean 4 years.
All right, 4 years ago. You're looking at one of the world's greatest photographers. I'm not kidding when I say that. Look up his work. Christian, what's your website?
ChristianDelRosario.com.
ChristianDelRosario.com. And you'll just see an incredible, gifted individual. And you travel the world now, Christian.
I do, quite a bit.
Why don't you tell everybody about, very briefly, how you got to do what you're doing, how you found that creative spark in your entrepreneurial life, and what you do in the world today?
Well, just very briefly, I've been doing photography for 9 years now. Prior to that, I had a corporate job from the very beginning out of college. And in 2008, when recession hit in the United States, I took that opportunity to try out what photography might do for me. And it turns out it was awesome. So since 2008 till now, I have been to about 60 countries.
Wow.
Yeah. So I travel quite a bit. I do a lot of work with obviously John Maxwell, with the United Nations World Tourism Organization, and different tourism boards of different countries. So I've been doing that for the last 3 years with the United Nations, so that kind of keeps me quite busy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I do a lot of tourism work, I do corporate work, I do commercial work. I do pretty much cover the whole gamut of the photography world. Yeah.
Christian and his team are just a pleasure to deal with, and I have to tell you, it's a little bit of a similar scenario to one of my favourite bands, Depeche Mode, who were visually recreated by Anton Corbijn in the mid-1980s. Same happened with our event here. When Christian came along, suddenly the visual impact of the photography we have for this event that gets put onto the big screens in the event every morning to sort of illuminate the experience that happened the day before, and also goes out to all members on the website within a few weeks after the event itself. Transformed the visual aspects of this incredible experience. So, I'm delighted to have you as a friend and as a colleague, Christian, and thanks for taking some time out from your busy schedule to say hello to folks.
Thank you. Great to see you here again.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thanks all. Bye-bye. Hello, my friend. Welcome back to the event planning here at the International Maxwell Certification. This is my good friend, Jan Roberts. I want to introduce you to him in a minute because what he's doing in the world is very, very special. Great entrepreneur doing some extraordinary things. Behind me is the mentorship booth. That's where I hang out a lot in between the main events to help people step into their success and understand the power of mentorship. Everybody who's ever achieved anything of significance in their lives has mentors in their lives. Jan certainly does. Jan, you've been with us since 2012, so 5 years now in the John Maxwell team. I know you've done some great things. But why I wanted to share Jan with you today is because he's doing some extraordinary work with young people. The thing about the John Maxwell team and the work that we do over here in the States in terms of the training is it impacts every area of society, and particularly what you could argue is the most important area in the young generation that are coming up now, helping them to think into their results, to understand what self-leadership is, to understand that they are the cause of their effects, that they don't need to be at the wrong end of the cause and effect equation in their lives, that they can shape life on their own terms, if only they know how. So Jan, how about sharing a little bit about what you've been doing? Particularly, I know recently you've been in South Africa.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, Christian. Well, it's a pleasure also always to be with my friend, because he won't say this himself, and I'll say this for him. This man has been a great influence in my life ever since I stepped into the door. We make jokes about the English and the Scottish, and he's forgiven. He's English, but the wisdom this man carries, and to make us think, because I think in coaching what he's done a lot, and I had a coaching program before I stepped into the John Maxwell team, but the coaching program within the John Maxwell team is something that is worth the money all by itself. And then when you come up to mentorship, you get even more of his wisdom, and for me it carries an awful lot of weight, because it gives me the opportunity to actually go to youth. It's sometimes a bit difficult for us to, especially the older generation, to connect with youth, but actually to ask them the right kind of questions in a way that they understand. And therefore we need people like Christian to make us more aware of how we talk and what we say to these youngsters. I love youngsters because I think it's easier and better to prepare our youth than to repair them. Unfortunately, around the world there's a lot of them hurting, and we need to do an awful lot of repairing. And I'm talking about the adults, because unless we repair the adults, the next generation of our youth is going to grow up exactly the same. And it doesn't matter how much we're going to work with our youth, if they go home to an environment where nothing changes, nothing will change, or it's going to be very difficult. So we have the pleasure of working with youth in South Africa a lot, and very shortly I'm going into the schools in Scotland as well. But in South Africa, we go into schools, we go into ages from about 5-6 years old until 18. And I am so blessed to listen to these youth, because we assume that we need to fill these youth up with wisdom, but they've got so much wisdom already. We just need to encourage them and talk with them and give them that creative feeling that they can come out with and everything's going to be okay. We need to let them know that it's okay to fail, and because that's the only way they're ever going to reach the entrepreneurial success. So we've now been with these youngsters, and in South Africa we have just partnered up with an organization that wants to make a film about common values, and then give them workshops. Now the idea is to bring, they've got 16 cinemas, and the idea is to bring initially 15,000 underprivileged youth to these cinemas, and then spread it out to 93,000. And the guy said, we have seats for 500,000 youth. 500,000 youth. Now I would be quite happy to with 15 youth, because I think if by what we do we can reach one, we make a difference. And as Mother Teresa always said, once you can make a difference to one, your life has been worth living. And to have this satisfaction that we can actually go to these youth and see them, the lights go on, and the excitement that there is not only employment, there is not only the run-of-the-mill stuff, but there is hope, and there is leadership, and there is a purpose in their life. And I think if we can help them with what we do in the John Maxwell team, and as Christian said, with the mentorship behind us, it is invaluable. I mean, there is no money that can let me say to you what it actually means for me to be in mentorship and now executive director level, because the association, the learning from the best in the business. And I'm not doing this just because Christian is standing here. I say it to other people where Christian has never been, and I tell them, our coaching is great, our speaking training is tremendous, and so with me learning from these people and bringing it to our youth, I have the pleasure of sitting down, and then we ask open-ended questions with Nick Vujicic's program, which is also in the mentorship team. I listen to them. I hand them the microphone, because sometimes I think, I cannot do this judgment.
There's a lot going on there, isn't there, for sure?
Yeah.
Well, I've learned one thing here, as an Englishman, that they've got schools in Scotland.
They have indeed that, yes.
Schools in Scotland.
We do get educated, and we have TV. We have TV.
No way.
Yes.
As well as whiskey?
As well, yes. See, there's something good coming out of Scotland.
You've always got a bit of banter with a Scot, haven't you? But Jan, great work that you're doing in the world, my friend. It's a pleasure to be associated with you, to have you as a friend,
yes,
a true leader. And thank you for sharing that with everybody, because I know you're busy today. True leadership. Here's the guy that does what he's doing, and he's helping everybody set up the room today, because he's just a go-giver. Thanks, Jan. Appreciate it.
And follow this man, because he's not just a go-giver, he's a go-getter as well. And when he helps you to the next level because of the creativity, you will also make a difference like this man does in my life.
Thank you, my friend. All right, take care.
Thank you.
Hello, my friend. Hello again. Welcome to the main event room here at the International Maxwell Certification. This is the big event. So I have two events, entrepreneurial success events, that go either side of this big main event, which is the main reason that I come over to the US. And now I have those big two events either side of it. There's other reasons to come here, but I wanted to share this big room with you. This is where we typically get between 3,000 and 4,000 people right now in the event. It wasn't always that way, but it's grown from our first event, which had 500 people in. So here you can see there's some rather large cameras to film the event. And just to give you an idea of the expanse of the room, we've got some of the team coming in now to have a meeting, a pre-event meeting. But I just wanted to share with you the expanse of the room while it's empty, because you're going to get to see when it's packed full of people. in a couple of days' time. So enjoy. This is the registration hall for the event. I just want to give you a feel for the magnitude of this event, the amount of people that will be coming to it. So along the left-hand side here, all of those boxes are pretty much returning alumni. Those are people that have been here before who are coming for the second, third, fourth, fifth. We have people now coming up, I think are coming up to their 12th event. So we first started doing these in August 2011 at this, in terms of the John Maxwell team. We did them before down in Delray Beach. So that's the alumni side. And these boxes here are the brand new participants that are coming this year. So there's a fair few thousand people who will be coming into the events over the next, well, they'll be arriving tomorrow for registration. And then they have, sorry, they arrive today. What am I talking about? I'm losing track of time. Tomorrow is a full day of various events. I do an Entrepreneurial Think Tank event, although actually I'm changing the format this year. I'm going to be teaching the 8 fundamentals of entrepreneurial wealth and freedom, some content I've been working on for quite some time for a book, and it's very powerful teaching I'm looking forward to sharing with them. Then there's this main event, and then there's Science of Success 2, my advanced marketing workshop, which takes place all day after the event. But you're going to see all of this, so I won't go over that in detail now. But hopefully you enjoyed these videos that are giving you an insight into what goes on over here. Speak soon.